I'm probably more excited about this video than any video I've ever done on this channel because today I'm going to show you this coop that I built behind me. This is what I thought the coop would look like. Be aware that this is an AI design, but I kind of wanted to have AI just design this for me initially just to get a good rough estimate of what this coop might look like. This is a mobile coop that's similar to the Chickshaw, which was created and designed by Justin Rhodes. It's different in that it meets my needs on my homestead, and I hope that it gives you ideas for how you can raise chickens in your situation. I think it's important to add that this is my third mobile coop I've built, and I've had 2 stationary coops that I've used in the past. And comparing both of them, the mobile to the stationary, I much prefer mobile coops for almost any situation. I built a really small mobile coop that was good for about 6 to 8 chickens about. Then I built a larger one that was 3 foot by 8 foot long that could house comfortably about 20 to 25 chickens. The challenge that I had with this coop was to keep the dimensions within the lumber that I had. What that means is I disassembled my stationary coop and reused all of the lumber for this coop. So it was very cost effective, but it also limited me as far as how big the coop could be. Across the front, it's 5 feet wide. The reason for that is because I had a lot of 5-foot boards, and those are what we use in the roosts inside the coop. I'll show you that in a little bit. The other reason is because my permanent structure that I took apart has 6-foot long metal roofing panels. And I also wanted some overhang, so I decided to make this 5 feet wide, so there's about 6 inches of overhang on this side and 6 inches of overhang on that side. The flooring of this coop is 1 inch by 1 inch welded wire, so almost all of the manure falls straight to the ground. Considering the square footage for this one is about 40 feet, that's about 40 chickens. Chicken coops, especially mobile ones, are not designed to have chickens hanging around in there all day. During the day, they're out doing things. During the night, they're in here sleeping, and then occasionally they go in and out to lay an egg throughout the day. This roof is 6 feet wide and each panel is 3 feet wide. So that makes about 9 feet in length, although I did overlap it, which is plenty for this coop. While I was designing this coop, I realized that that would be really heavy to lift the entire thing at one time. So I actually divided it into 1/3 lifts back here, and then 2/3 can be lifted up over here. Because these roofs overlap, you do have to lift up the back third first. I don't have anything fancy at the moment. I just have a shovel to prop it up, which works fine. The idea is to not have to go in the coop ever, only under certain circumstances. So now that the entire coop is exposed, I can basically do anything I want in here. If you look inside here, you're gonna see a lot of 5-foot length 2x3s. I love 2x3s because I think it's better for the perches for the chicken's feet. A lot of people that make coops like this use 2x2s. I'm sure that works, but since I had too many 2x3s and I think they're better for the chickens to roost on at night, that's what I went with. Here's the 1 inch by 1 inch welded wire. That container over there is meant for their dust bath. I did put a small container in here that I put some crushed oyster shells for calcium. It's free feed. In the back, I've got 4 nesting boxes, which are just milk crates, and these were placed in here to fit perfectly from that side all the way to this side. And for these milk crates, I simply cut out a section right here so that the chickens could enter in, and it's worked out where they can just jump up here. I've got a 2x4. This comes up, it's just a 1x6 that I had laying around with hinges there, and that's gonna keep them from going in there at night and putting down manure in the nesting boxes where you don't want them to be. These are just fake eggs. So if you look underneath here, you'll notice that I've got some wood that actually overhangs when it comes down. And the reason for that is so as you're putting this down, you have something nice and solid to hold on to, and you're not scraping your hand against the edge of this metal roof. There's about a 6-inch overhang on this side as well, but it doesn't have the wood out there. All it has over here are some hinges. I spent the most amount of time trying to figure out the nest box situation for my coop, and it got a little frustrating at times, but eventually I came up with a situation that I think is gonna work quite well. In my previous coops, I used milk crates, so I know they'll use them. One of the problems with milk crates is that they allow in a lot of light. So a simple solution for that is just using this cheap old tarp that I can put on the back. Chickens want it dark while they're laying eggs. They also need to feel secure and they need some protection. So as I was building this, I made sure that all of these nesting boxes, these milk crates, fit in here nice and snug. Like you can't move these around. But when we want to take them out, all I do is I lift up like this, pull the nest out, and you're ready to go to collect the eggs. I know some people with these types of coops just have it open in the back like this. And I think that's fine, maybe in most situations. But for my situation, I wanted it to be nice and dark, which is why I added this tarp. On the bottom half, I used that same metal roof, the gray metal roof I took off my old coop. I used it on this side as well. It goes about halfway up. So from the back to about the midpoint, which is 4 feet, they've got really good security back there. The rest of the coop, basically the whole front half, is 1/2 inch hardware cloth that I went all the way around the coop with, 24 inches high. 24 inches doesn't seem like a lot, but that's really all they need. Chickens sleep in here, they lay eggs, that's pretty much it. Then again, it goes back to the other side at the 4-foot point where it gets tucked behind this metal over here. I have not figured out something in the front and how to stabilize the front. So for now, I just use 5-gallon buckets, which coincidentally is approximately the same height by keeping this coop level as you would need with those wheels back there, which we'll get into in just a moment. As I put these buckets up here, I actually like the idea of the buckets being there because it's cheap and they're easy to move. I may put a trailer jack on here with a plate on the bottom where I can level out the coop depending on the terrain I'm at. But honestly, for now, these buckets work just fine because it strengthens each corner. I am using my same ProShine automatic coop door. And I think that these are kind of a must-have. I use this on my stationary coop. A lot of stationary coops have them, but I notice a lot of people with mobile coops don't use them. And I'm not really sure why. This to me is a game changer. If you're just getting into chicken keeping, maybe this isn't your top priority. I think the first 2 or 3 years I didn't have an automatic door, and then I eventually got one, and it's really hard not to have one once you have one. They're just so convenient. For the ramp, I wasn't sure how I was going to connect this, knowing that it's going to be a mobile coop that gets moved around every few days to a new location. So just to secure it on here, I simply use one of these, but it keeps it from falling down. And back here, I just put a 2x2 and I lock it on like this. That's plenty for keeping the chickens just going up and down. This is just in case this board moves around a little bit. I don't plan on that ever happening, but you never know. So then after a few days, once I want to move the chickens, I slide this to the right, pop this out, and now this is free. I can set it on top and basically just drive away with this if I need to. These are Marathon wheels at the 20-inch height. They also make a 26, which is pretty big, but these are considerably cheaper. You can find them online pretty easy. This right here is the axle. It's 3/4, so it goes all the way through to the other side of the coop. I mentioned earlier that this coop needed to be 5 feet for a couple of reasons, the roof and the roosting bars. But the other reason is because the biggest axle I could find, without having to have like 2 axles, one on either side, but to have a through axle was 6 feet in length. So if I want to have one that was 6 feet in length, obviously the coop had to be considerably shorter than that or more narrow so that I could have space to put the wheels on either side. The benefit of these flat-free tires is the fact that, well, they're flat-free. They last a long time. There's solid, hard plastic spokes, good solid 3/4-inch ball bearings in the middle. Now to support the axle, which obviously supports the tires and the entire coop, I need to have some straps that you can find in your electrical section of your hardware store. So I put 4 of them underneath. The coop is actually resting on a rectangular frame that attaches to the axle right here with 4 points of attachment, which gives it a really good solid connection. It's not just here and then again on the other side. It's actually connected 2 places in the middle as well. Seeing that I have this up by a 2x3 in height right here, that gives me another 3.5 inches, which is nice because then the chickens have more room to go underneath the coop. They're going to utilize the space underneath the coop to avoid predators, mainly aerial predators like hawks, eagles, owls, things like that, but also to get out of the sun because this is going to be used as their shade protector once it gets really hot during those summer days. This is an old 4x4 beam that I took off of an old pallet, a really long 12-foot pallet I got for free. All I did is secure this underneath the coop about halfway in to about the 8-foot mark. This beam actually butts up against the rectangle that the axle goes underneath. So it's a pretty solid connection. I use steel L brackets here, and then again back there where it connects. Then of course I did this 45 with a 2x4 and it's pretty darn solid. But if you don't have an old beam like this, you can just buy a typical treated 4x4 and it would work the same way. And I said earlier in the video that I can move this by hand. I'm not talking about moving it 3 or 4 acres across the field. I mean, if you just want to move this like 20 or 30 feet on relatively smooth grass. Otherwise, I'm going to use my 4-wheeler or my vehicle for that. Now, one of the benefits of having a mobile coop like this is being able to move the chickens while they're inside it to put them in the new location you'd like them to be. I plan having about 40 chickens in here. With 40 chickens in here at about 6 pounds a piece, I'm just guessing, that's going to add a lot of weight. So I don't plan on moving the chickens around in the coop by hand. That's probably going to be a 4-wheeler or a vehicle type of job. But if I just want to move this coop away from where the manure is building up underneath the coop, just move it 8 feet forward or 10 feet forward, a person in relatively decent shape is able to do that with this coop design. Now the chickshaw had the wheels more in the middle at the 4-point mark. Here, being 8 feet long, I put them at exactly 5 feet because I wanted more tongue weight for when I pull this around. Make sure you subscribe because in a future video, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step building video showing you the process from this being just a couple of random boards I took off my old coop into what it is today. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe even a little inspiring. Stay tuned for future videos. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hope you have an amazing day.